Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Katrina and today I'm going to show you how I plan to reuse a Hobonichi Techo that's from this year, though I have not managed to fill it in. I'm just going to set this one up as what I'm going to call a past, present and future journal, and it's a bit of a working title. I'm not really sure what to call it, and I plan to decorate it and also use this clear contact to protect the stickers and washi that I put on the front. And I'm going to show you some of my contacting skills using this clear contact. I can show you how it can work to help protect the corners and even just the inside of your cover of your notebook. I know a lot of people tend to use those plastic sleeves, but because I want to still be able to slot it inside another cover some of the times, I didn't want to add the extra width that a clear cover adds to a blank or naked Hobonichi itself. I'm hoping this will turn into sort of a little bit of a fun project. The idea of the book is that I'm going to ignore the dates and anything in it. I'm just going to use it as hopefully a blank canvas to do extra journaling on topics and things that I like. And some of these things can be things that I've thought about that were from the past, things that I'm currently thinking about, and things that I'm hoping to think about or have done in the future. Just a way to get some thoughts down on paper, but also a chance to be just a little bit creative without the restrictions of a date in a journal. And of course I have this notebook and I didn't want to waste it. The first main thing I wanted to do is decorate. I'm feeling a little bit apprehensive about this, to be honest, because I am happy to commit to stickers in books. I used to be really hesitant to not use the very nice stickers originally, because once it's on the paper, that's it. You can't put it anywhere else. What if you find the perfect place to place it? I moved on from that, but it just feels a little bit different when it comes down to placing it onto the front of the cover, just because once I've decorated the front of this, I'm going to have to look at it for good. There's not going to be a chance to change it because I'm going to clear contact it, so those stickers are going to be there for good. So as mentioned, yes, this was going to be a extra journaling sort of book. I'm just going to give you an example of what I mean when I say sort of extra space. I have my A6 memory keeper that I journal in daily, and this one keeps sort of track of everything that I have done currently in that day, and it's just sort of a way to think back on everything that I have done, and I can put pictures in or stickers and decorate it, and that's kind of what captures something about that moment. And then I used to do very inconsistently, I had an additional planner, and this was to do extra journaling on specific topics. And I wouldn't say this is a commonplace planner. It was more about trying to do challenges or like extra creative journaling that I was feeling like doing. For example, I did this journaling prompts, but I was not very consistent, and I think I found the size of the pages just a little bit overwhelming for an additional type journal. Like if I just had the A5, that would be good, because you know this is 2 A6s, So I decided to downsize for 2025 so that I could have two A6s. I'd have my main memory keeper, and then I'd have this little guy for additional journaling. However, it's remained empty because I haven't really felt the need to do any sort of journaling challenges or anything like that, or I've just used my main journal. I didn't want to waste it though, so here I am going to set it up as my past, present, future journal. And I'm hoping to make it into sort of like a little bit of a ongoing thing, so I can show what I mean when I say that I'm journaling about just sort of anything that comes to mind. The hardest bit is the commitment for the stickers. So I have a lot of options. That's the other thing, is that it used to be I had a lot of pretty stickers and I couldn't commit to putting them down, and now it's I have a lot of pretty stickers, but which one can I commit to using when I could have used another really pretty sticker? It's all very hard to choose. I think the smartest thing would be to start with the larger stickers and then place the smaller ones around that. I tend to gravitate towards the similar stickers. Like, I use these a lot in my reading journal. So I've tried to pull out a few of my other sticker sheets that I have. And I'm also trying to find, yes, ones with larger looking stickers. Little frog mushroom is very cute. And then of course, yes, mini ones. So I'm going to put the mini ones to the side. Very hard to choose, but I'm thinking that the sort of pinky pastel theme is what I'm going to go for. And then I might place one of these over top of the Hobonichi logo. Not too sure about having the picture. Started. One thing that I do really enjoy is the layering of stickers. I do find that sometimes it can be just a little tricky, and it's also hard to sort of get out of the same sort of sticker sheets, because you want it to look cohesive, but then that means you end up just kind of using the same sticker sheets, and I'm kind of hoping to branch out just a little bit. I also pulled out my hobotoridori stickers in case I feel like just adding a little bit of the Hobonichi touch to the journal as well. Ocarina of Time, this area is my favorite. I know this one looks like it's from Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, but just want to say that that area where you got to sneak in to the women's only space, I really enjoyed doing in the games. I think I will stick that one down there. Should I do it on an angle? Maybe like a slight angle. No. I feel like I'm going to commit one of these hobotoridori birds. Not sure. It's so hard. Branch out and do a toad house. Snorlax is one of my favourite Pokemon. The last step now is to add in the clear contact for the journal to help protect the stickers. So to cover the book is pretty straightforward. The clear contact actually has these grids on the back side of the contact roll, so then you can give yourself a bit of a guide. So usually what you want to do is find the edge of the contact roll, and you're probably going to want to give yourself about 2 squares to the side, 2 squares along the bottom, and then you want to flip it onto the spine so you can factor that in, and then flip it over, and here again you're going to want about 2 squares in. It's just a rough guide. So then you have a clear contact, and then you're just going to want to peel back just a little bit of the contact. This is always the tricky bit to get it started, and you're just going to reveal just a small amount. You're not going to peel the whole thing. I would usually give it just a little bit in from the edge of your book. Then I just line it up so it's nice and even, and then I flip it up, and then I just drop it on, and then you press. My camera's probably not going to like this, it's probably just going to start shaking all over the place, and I apologize. But then what you're going to want to do is, to make sure there's no bubbles and it adheres quite smoothly, you're going to want to grab this little tab that is left still hanging, and then you're just going to want to get a cloth, because what you're going to do is, as you slowly peel the backing off of your contact, you're going to add the pressure to keep the bubbles out as you slowly reveal a little bit more. There's always going to be a little bit of a outline sitting there where the stickers are raised up, but otherwise there is no large bubbles or bumping. Once you get to the spine, you just flip it, and then you just do the same thing, so you just reveal just a little bit more than what you are going to flip. However, firstly, so that when we flip the book, we don't want this overhang to stick to our other half. I mean, it's not the end of the world if it does, but what we're going to do is we're going to lift and press the spine, and just run our finger along it, press it in nice and smooth, and even here you can just sort of fold it over to the next half. But before we get too carried away, we are going to open up the book, and we are going to make an incision in a triangular motion towards the spine on both sides, and then we are going to cut the triangles here so that nothing overlaps when we fold in our edges. However, we don't want to waste these little triangles, because what we want to do is then reverse them and then flip them into our corners, and this adds an extra layer of protection on the corners of your notebook. And you just apply a bit of pressure, so you pull up towards, and you just slide it on, smooth it out. Again, bumpy, I'm very sorry. And then, yeah. Now that we've done that half, we can come back to the rest of our backing, And we're just going to keep applying that pressure to our clear contact. And then we can tidy up our edges. And you just trim off the edges. These bits can't be reused, so we can just bin those. But out of all the contact, that's just a very minimal bit that we cannot reuse. And there we have it.